Hey, Scott Devine here from Scott's Bass Lessons, and today we are going to be talking about the top 10 upright bass players in jazz of all time. So with that said, let's get into it. So first up, we've got the great Charles Mingus, who many of you will know. Born in 1922 and an absolute trailblazer in his time. Check this out. Here he is soloing over this really fantastic blues in F, doing his thing. Check it out. You can actually take a really simple phrase, just like Charles did there, and take that through the entire blues, right? Check it out. A 1, 2, a 3. Next up, born in 1926, the legendary Ray Brown, who many see as probably the most influential upright bass player in jazz. And in this clip, you're going to hear him speaking the truth. Check it out. I think you'll dig it.
Ella Fitzgerald, Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan, Bing Crosby, you name them, all of them. I played with all the saxophone players. Coleman Hawkins, Getz, Lester Young, Ben Webster.
Stick with him.
Illinois Jacket. Tons of them.
There's a point.
Charlie Parker, Johnny Hodges, Cannonball Adderley, everybody. First thing they don't want somebody playing behind them. They want to hear.
Now, next up, born in 1936, the absolutely phenomenally talented Scott LaFaro, who tragically died when he was only 25. But even though he died at such a young age, he had such a massive, massive impact on the upright bass community. And Scott was really famous for playing in the Bill Evans Trio. So if you get the chance, check out the Bill Evans Trio with Scott LaFaro. He was a really, really pure trailblazer of the space. Chord 4 there. 1, 2, 5. Let's have another chorus. Next up, born just 1 year after Scott LaFaro in 1937, we've got another trailblazer, the amazing and legendary Ron Carter, who again was just so important to the trajectory and development of the upright bass in jazz. Here he is playing with the Herbie Hancock Trio, and he's playing a blues. Just check out how he throws in these really cool chord substitutions. Just phenomenal. Check it out. Oh. Herbie's that dead happy. Now, next up, we've got another phenomenal player, also born in 1937, the legendary Charlie Haden, who is just such a lyrical player. When I think about Charlie, I just hear this amazing feel and just phrasing, and oh, so good. Check him out here playing with Kenny Barron, doing his thing. traditional hand shape there, you can see is almost, he's got the baseball bat grip going on, but on the upright bass. Massive tone. Next up, born in 1946, we've got Niels Henning Ørsted Pedersen, who was probably one of the most technically developed upright jazz bass players of all time. Like, what he did on the instrument was kind of just otherworldly. He also uses 3 fingers to pick as well on the instrument, which is generally, it's quite unique. A lot of people use 1 or 2, right? And I've actually got a friend who used to play in a big band with Niels, and he said that, and he was a trumpet player, and he said Niels was right behind him, and he said the only way he can describe playing with Niels is like playing a gig with a train behind you about to level you over. So with that said, here's Niels playing with Joe Pass, and just check out these chops. And they're going to double head in a minute as well. There we go. Like racing each other. Now next up, also born in 1946, we've got the legendary Dave Holland, I think our first Brit in the mix. And here he is playing with Herbie Hancock on piano, Jack DeJohnette on drums, and they're playing Solar. And this is Dave doing this really fantastic solo. And you can just, if you know Solar, just listen to how he takes the melody and plays around with it. Just, oh, so good. Listen to how rhythmically it gets. Oh! Great phrases. Next up, one of my absolute favourite upright bass players on the planet, also tutor for SBL. So if you're an SBL member, make sure that you check out all of the courses from John. But we've got John Patitucci here, born in 1959. So lyrical, so great. I can't say, you know, enough good things about John, and an absolute dude as well. So with that said, here's John. Next up, born in 1952, playing a 5-string, what the heck is going on? A 5-string upright, and not necessarily like a traditional jazz player, but somebody I think that just needed to be on this list is the phenomenal Reynold Garcia Fons, who just, I can't even say what he does, it's so phenomenal. Just check him out, it's just bonkers, mind-blowing. Bonkers, right? And just for fun, here he is tearing it up with the bow as well. Now, before we get to the last on the list, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for checking out all of the amazing bass players on the list today. Obviously, this was kind of my top 10 of upright bass players, but there are also a ton of other bass players who are really, really important in terms of the trajectory and development of the upright bass in jazz. I would love it if you put those names down in the comments below. So with that said, last up, and certainly not least, born in 1972, we have got the amazing and phenomenal Christian McBride. All of my friends that played upright, they were just absolutely addicted to Christian. He was their god, right? So if you haven't heard Christian play, sit back, enjoy this, because he is bonkers, so good. Check it out. Bonkers, right? Guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the shed trying to do some of this. Take it easy, bye.